Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Chelsea Explained, and I hope you are doing fantastic. And in this match preview, I'm gonna give you my thoughts around Reece James because he is apparently out again. And I'm also going to have a discussion around the lineup, which players should start and not. And we also have to talk about the tight schedule that is coming up on us, because in late November and through December, the games is coming thicker and faster, and we need good squad management to survive that and gain as much points as possible. We're also gonna go through my predicted lineup, score prediction and other stuff. So before we dive deeper, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my page and hit that notification bell down below so you never miss when the content drops. My first talking point is of course going to be around Reece James. He has had another frustrating setback with a minor hamstring injury, and last time he had it was when the season started, and I believe he was out for roughly around 5 to 6 weeks. And he posted a long message on social media and he ended it with wishing everyone Merry Christmas. So does that mean he's gonna be out until Christmas, like 4 or 5 weeks from now on? Well, that's likely going to be the case, if not more, because always when someone gets a minor issue at Chelsea, 9 out of 10 times they will be out 1-2 more weeks, even 3 more weeks than what they are updating us with. So it's very frustrating. I really feel for Reece James. It cannot be fun to have those setbacks and you have to start over almost all over again and again. And I think we have managed Reece James so well. I mean, Maresca's played in once a week. He's not traveling with the Conference League squad. He's not having that high intensity role where he's bombing up and down like Malo Gusto does. He's having a more defensive role where he's utilized as one of these wide centre back in Maresca's system. He's probably started on the Tuchel in the 22-23 season. I think he only featured like 18 Premier League games throughout that campaign. He missed half of those games, and ever since that it has just gone worse and worse. And what do you then do about it? I mean, he has had a surgery. He is on his second setback after his surgery now. Some people entertaining the question that Chelsea should sell him. As much as I don't want to, because Reece James is one of our own. He's bleeding blue. He's coming from the Cobham Academy. He's been there since he was a little kid. He's like a completed fullback. He can do literally everything when it comes to offensive, defensive contributions. Great at set pieces. Has really strong mentality. He's really athletic and physical. Very, very tough opposition to play against. If you're only available for like 20% of the games throughout the season and you earning ridiculous wages over 300,000, much as I don't want to, sometimes you have to be realistic and honest, and maybe we have to offload him if this continues throughout the season, which I really don't want to. But you might have to, because he's never available. If we're transfer listing Reece James, I swear, he's not gonna have those setback problems. I feel it. If we're selling him to Real Madrid, he's literally never gonna be injured again, and we will regret it. At the same time, who would purchase him? Who could afford it? Who could afford his wages? He might have to lower his wages then. First and foremost, I hope he's coming back really strong, because he has fantastic mentality. But then I never really want to see those setbacks again. At least not this frequent. If he's getting one setback a year and he's out for 3 weeks, fine. But if he's injured literally every 3rd month, I don't know what to say. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, what you think Chelsea should do with Reece James. The second talking point I want to talk about quickly before going into the predicted lineup is that in December the schedule is coming thick and fast, and squad management, rotation and resting players will be key. Usually We say in the Premier League that December is probably the toughest time throughout the year, and usually we struggle here. It's often the same games for the other teams because it's such a tight schedule. It's a lot of traveling. The manager won't have much time on the training ground working on things. So squad rotation will be key here, and we need to utilize every player we got in the squad now. We have to utilize Nkunku, João Felix in Premier League. We have to utilize Mudryk. We have to utilize Keon Hall, etc. Even Renato Veiga and all the other squad players. Because otherwise we're gonna get injuries. We could claim a lot of important points. We have actually had our toughest schedule and games now in October and beginning of November. And now we're getting a little bit easier fixtures. Right, so this is my predicted lineup you see on screen now. We got Sanchez in the goal, and for me he's getting his last chance now. One more mistake, one more error, we're swapping him with Jorgensen. Maresca has to do that. You can't have a goalkeeper that has so many errors in this game, so that needs to be removed now from now on. In the back line we're gonna have Malagusto, more Cucurella on each side, and we're gonna have Fofana and Levi Colwill as the centre backs. But in this makeshift back three, we're gonna have Cucurella staying back, being that wide left centre back, Colwill in the middle, Fofana out wide, and Gusto will occupy that advanced inverted wingback role, which I don't really like, but I assume Enzo Maresca will keep going with that. In the pivot, we saw actually Lavia and Caicedo in the last game, but I will actually take out Lavia because he also has problems with injuries now. And I will actually bring in Enzo Fernandez. I will also bring in Enzo Fernandez because he has better vision and passing range and can manipulate space with his passes better than Lavia and Caicedo. And I think we're gonna need that against Leicester City, who likes to sit back a little bit. We need more creativity throughout this team. But we know that this pivot is literally staying further back. This is a pivot that doesn't have a player going into the half space. So Enzo Fernandez could be utilized here as a deep line playmaker, which is for me his best role. Our front four is gonna consist of actually Pedro Neto on the right hand side. He deserves coming in after that goal against Arsenal, and Madueke has to be dropped to the bench. Madueke has had a solid season, but he has gone silent a little bit now, and Pedro Neto has stepped up, and I think we will get more out of him if he's playing on the right hand side, because that means he can cut inside with his left foot. And we saw what type of goal he scored against Arsenal. And Enzo Fernandez and Pedro Neto seems to find each other really well, and that's why I would like to see them continue in the same lineup. On the left hand side, I was really exciting of seeing Mihailo Mudryk, but I think he needs more time to coming off the bench and show a bit more. And Sancho is available now after he's been ill. So I will start Jadon Sancho. He will add creativity to this team as one of those wingers that is more creative, has the playmaking attributes. We're gonna need a lot of them against Leicester to break their defensive shape down. And in the number 10 role, there's no question about it, we have Cole Palmer, of course, although I don't think we're getting the most out of him because he's operating in the left half space channel, because Gusto is inverting on the right hand side. But Cole Palmer has to continue. He's Cole Palmer. But of course, if he's also dropping down in performances, I would definitely bring in Nkunku or João Felix there. We shouldn't have any favoritism in the Chelsea team whatsoever, but I would like to give Cole Palmer a few more chances. And I think it will help him if Enzo Fernandez and Sancho starts, because it can help you with passes in the system, and therefore Palmer doesn't have to constantly drop down and help like he has to do when Lavia and Caicedo starts. And that means Palmer can occupy more advanced positions higher up the field. And as my striker, we're going with Nicholas Jackson, of course. But one thing I want to see though, if any player in this team, especially the front four, is not clinical, is silent in the second half, bring in Nkunku, bring in João Felix, bring in Mudryk, bring in Madueke. Do not hesitate, Maresca. Do not bring in Nkunku when it's 3 minutes left. Like, what is he gonna do in 3 minutes? If you think that Jackson has a poor day in front of goal, is silent throughout the game, you have to take him out and bring in Nkunku. Because Nkunku has this X factor. He can do something out of nothing that Jackson can't do. Nkunku is an elite attacker and is a lot more clinical and is really good attacking spaces and inside the box. So you have to bring in players and make earlier substitution if you see things is not working or if players is not performing, because that would just push the players that is not performing further, and it will also be fair to the players that have not been giving a chance, that is actually playing pretty good in the current moment. In terms of a score prediction, I think it's going to be an even game. Leicester City will be very hungry, and it's also difficult it's going to be difficult to play against Steve Cooper's low block, and he really likes Leicester to be direct with their passing. And Leicester City is one of the most direct teams this season, and we can struggle against those opposition because first of all we struggle breaking down low blocks, we have struggled creating quality chances in recent games, and we struggling against teams that is direct and has fast players take advantage of the spaces we leave on the flanks and behind our high line. So we have to be aware of that. I think it's going to be a narrow game. I think we're going to win 2-1. Let me know your score prediction, and this is all for my match preview. Thank you so much for watching, and Chelsea Explained is out. Bye.